At a famous medical university, behind the anatomy lecture building, there stood an old two-story brick structure, the morgue. From the outside, it looked quiet, but among students, no one wanted to go near it after sunset. Not just because of the smell of formalin or the bodies in cold storage, but because of one specific thing. Locker 27, the only one locked with 2 padlocks and a faded sign reading, "Do not open before the first light of day." For years, students whispered the same story. No one knew who was ever kept in Locker 27. But long ago, a 5th-year med student secretly opened it and never came back. Until years 2000. After 6 students went missing in this years, all last seen near that same morgue, the fear spread. The faculty eventually sealed the entire building, but whispers of a curse grew louder among the students. The place became so feared that even mentioning it or walking past alone gave people chills. "10 years passed. The morgue turned into a simple storage site. No bodies, no students, just dusty shelves. Slowly, the fear faded. People said the curse was just a spooky tale from older generations, but no one noticed. Locker 27 had never been moved, never opened again since the 6th student vanished that night. In years 2021, the university launched a project to turn the morgue into a new learning center. Construction crews worked day and night to meet deadlines, but within 3 weeks, 4 night shift workers disappeared without a trace. No struggle, no witnesses, not even CCTV footage. The university immediately shut down all night work, leaving only security guards outside the building. But what the guards reported was far worse. Voices calling their names from inside the darkness. Shadows walking inside, even though all doors were locked. A student in an old-style med school uniform staring down from a second-floor window, then vanishing. The most chilling of all, the missing workers were seen walking among the shadows inside building, only to dissolve into the air. The story of curse came back. Even with the entire building redesigned, no one dared touch Locker 27. No one moved it, no one opened it, and no one even tried to destroy it. By 2023, the renovation was finished. The building reopened under a new name, with no mention of morgue at all. Locker 27 was still there, in the storage room on the second floor. No one talked about it anymore, but the surveillance cameras from security team kept catching odd things. Lights flickering without reason, screams unheard by human ears, figures of the missing seen walking the halls, and sometimes a shadow watching back to CCTV camera from inside locker 27, as if reminding that curses are not just words. But not everyone who heard this cursed legend will scared. A group of first-year med students, they fascinated by mysteries, and as a mindset of a researcher, they want to prove the mystery with science. They started digging into the story of Locker 27. They found an old document from 1932 to 1937. It revealed that corpses had once been illegally dug up and sold to the faculty for study. One note read, "The body was buried while still alive." And after that, there were records of mysterious events that were passed down through the generations. This evidence clearly indicates that body had never been donated. It had been stolen. The anger, the pain, the curse, all sealed inside Locker 27 since that day. Maybe that's why, no matter how the building changes, the spirit of a soul that never gave consent still hunts and devours anyone who disrespects it. And tonight, if you walk past that building, listen closely. Can you hear something from inside? Is someone watching you from the dark? Even after the building reopened, the legend lived on. Some first-year students still wanted to film content about unlocking the mystery of Locker 27. Because content that digs up the truth about the origin of the curse was overpopular. One of them, let's call him Student Tom, led the project. They got permission to film during the day. Everything seemed normal. Empty storage room, clean hallways. But that same night, Tom and two friends sneaked in to install infrared cameras. The next day, they reviewed the footage. At 2:43 a.m., the hallway camera caught the 4 missing workers standing in front of the storage room and fading into thin air. The next morning, Tom didn't show up to class. His friends alerted report. They all last seen Tom at that cursed building, and the building was shut down again for investigation. 4 days later, Tom emerged from the emergency exit of another campus building with pale, dehydrated, barely alive. He simply said, "I was kidnapped by the morgue staff. They sell organs from hospital deaths, and sometimes they kidnap people. Our video messed up their business." Police tried to arrest the 2 morgue workers, but they were already gone. Records of many corpses had vanished too, and no one could explain how Tom escaped a locked underground room. This news has spread outside. Families who had received their loved ones' bodies from the hospital were furious. They demanded answers, justice, compensation for the desecration of the dead. Since then, the building has only been used during daylight. It's locked at night, but security guards still hear footsteps echoing from inside, though no one is there. Security camera footage still shows workers' shadows lined up in front of locker 27. And if you look up at the windows building at night, you might see a figure in old-fashioned clothes staring back at you. Locker 27 remains shut. Not because of any lock, but because no one dares find out what it wants, and no one knows why those shadows won't leave. One thing is clear. It's not just a ghost story. It's a crack in history, where the living became monsters long before they ever died. The curse may be real, or maybe it was created to hide the crimes of the living.